Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to a video series I don't think anybody expected. It's the Urbz for the GBA. Yeah. Let it sit in. Let it sit and spin for a minute. Oh my god, this is one of my favorite Game Boy games, and probably one of the best GBA games in general that I grew up playing. And surprisingly, I think I've said it before, I think it eclipses the console version. Seth, don't forget to show you own the game. That's right. I actually do own the PS2 copy of this, and I also own the PS2 copy of The Sims 2, as well as the entire collection and expansions for Vanilla Sims 2. I also own Bustin' Out, and I'm getting the GBA cartridge in the mail so I can give it a whirl, because I don't know, I never found it as a kid. This is arguably one of the best GBA games. It's extremely grindy, but I don't care. I play RuneScape, it's nothing, trust me. It took me about 2 or 3 days to finish the game, having played it like a dozen times as a kid. And without a walkthrough, I was amazed. So, this game is fantastic. I'm gonna have to do some clever editing here and there, because this game is very grindy towards the end. So, we'll talk about the things that come up as they come up. Framp's on the table, he's rolling around, he's... Hi. Yeah, you're very fluffy. But yeah, I think this eclipses the console version of the game, and that's really rare, especially because handheld games generally didn't get that kind of treatment back in the day. And I don't know when I actually bought this. If I remember correctly, The Sims 2 was already out on PC, and I think I started playing that before I played this, so I was already aware. Good lord. I was already aware of a lot of the things this game did and didn't do compared to the, you know, real games, because I did play obviously the entire Sims like franchise when it came out. I do own the entire franchise as well. There's also Let's Play stuff I've done of it. So, will I do the Urbz one day? Maybe. It's a very generically kind of boring background game. I really wouldn't consider it LPable, but I've done weirder things. So, what is the premise of this game? We'll get into it when we get there. I love this game. That's all there is to it. I can't praise it enough. It's very different to the idea you're probably thinking it is if you've never actually seen it, because you're like, it's a Sims game on the GBA, how does that work? We'll get into it. So let's go ahead and start. You can also load characters, bless you. You can play the mini games if you really want to. I don't actually mind these, so we'll talk about them later. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh my god, this game is so fucking good. Alright, we'll call ourselves... I'm trying to think of a clever name. Go back to giving Wendy's, Wendy. We'll just say Wendy. How about that? Catch me outside, how about that? Alright, so this is the character creation. It's very basic. Those are your options. That's all you get. It's not very complex, if you couldn't tell. This is not a game that's bothered with the intricacies of character creation. We'll just do that. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so this is the most important thing. This initially is what chooses your character traits. So, this game operates a bit differently. So if you've played the Urbz on PS2, you know it's based on reputation. This game's kind of like that, but it's also got a really wonky mechanic. So, there's 4 different factions in the game. There's the artsies, the nerdies, the streeties, and the Richie's. I had to think about it. Wow. I just played this game. Holy shit. So, this initial thing will choose which one of those you get. The rest are going to be solely based on your choice. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but I kind of want to be an artsy, but I really hate their challenge. It's extremely bullshit, but it's also not that bad. And also being a Richie's easier, but it's harder to do earlier. Obviously, this is all personal preference. There's not a huge amount of difference between each of them, and I'll get into it as we get there. I'll go artsy. Alright, it's Friday night and you don't have to work. Yeah, right. What are your plans? Stay home and sleep like I do in real life. What's the first thing you do when you get home from school? Well, I don't do any of these things. So I'm gonna say the most ridiculous one and drink a gallon of OJ and give myself a fucking ulcer. You just bought a set of turntables, yeah right, and now you need a stage name. Which one best suits you? Well, there's no DJ Scratch and Sniff, so Crazy Claw it is. What's the quickest way to get into the exclusive dance club? I think I know what this one is, and then big muscles are cooler than big brains. Yeah, sure, why not? Brains just get you education. Alright, so we're an artsy, and my god, I don't want to say this word. My sizzles, I'll repeat that again, my sizzles are Insomniac, Little Piddly Diddle, I can't say that with a straight face, Mantis Rapture, Nerd Level 5, Chillin' Like a Villain. I knew a few of those by guesstimation. Now, what perks you get are based on the questionnaire. You can obviously reset if you know what they are. There's not very many ultra great ones. Nerd Level 5 is really good, early game. Insomniac's also kind of okay. I mean, they're all alright. We'll get into how this works in a little bit. That's me. Let's go ahead and start. The legendary Minneapolis. Here, you're just an unknown janitor. With some sweet music. Fighting for the respect of your fellow artsies. Your urban adventure begins. This game also has some fucking awesome music, by the way. I'll gush about it later. So, there's us just macking on that ground. Who's this fucking character? Alright. What are you doing just sitting around? Go clean the windows. Hop to it. For some reason, I doubt that. Head over to the sign there to squeegee clean the building. I'm not letting you off the hook until you finish the job. So that's Chris Thistle. She's actually a streety. I'll talk about all this in a second. Alright. This game is tough. And not really fair. I was gonna say it's tough but fair, and then I had to think about it. See that name of that quest, Slave to the Grind? Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. So as a RuneScape player, this is not that difficult for me to do, but for the average person, it's nuts, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so this is how we track where we're at in the story. There's 5 arcs, and then this one over here, the R, is the rep ones. So we'll go into over here. This is the most important, like, this is the only thing that matters in this game is this fucking screen, okay? It's just like in RuneScape, it's your stat screen is the only thing that realistically matters, alright? So, reputation is popularity in this game. We have 0 right now. We need 70 by the end of the game. How do you get it? We'll talk about it. So, you can see in the left-hand side that we're in the artsies. There's the other gangs, if you want to call them. Now, this is also where this difference is in regular Sims, right? So we have cooking, mechanical, creativity, body, logic, and charisma. This should all be very familiar to anybody who's actually played any Sim title in general. However, the only ones we can passively raise up are creativity, body, and charisma. But I'm going to be using college later on to do those. As many as I can. So, alright. And then this screen over here with the portraits. This is like any other Sims game, it's just got your bios and stuff and your relationship scores. There's actually quite a few NPCs in this game, and they actually have pretty good dialogue. Dilettante, that is your rank. So each group goes up to a maximum of 10. So the way you do it, and there's a lot of bullshit on the internet. So the way you do this is to get like your best score, you need to have maximum relationship with the leader of your group, friendship at least above 50 with all other 3 members, and obviously 100 for the leader. There's 4 for each group, and there's 1 leader per group, and they're also included in that. You have to do their quests they give you. You have to max the skill associated to your group, so as an artsy, yours is going to be creative. You have to be at 0 or negative relationship with the leader of your faction's rival. So, for the artsies, I believe it's the nerdies, yeah. It's the nerdies are the opposite to artsies, so if you were in nerdies, you'd be against the artsies. Doesn't mean you can't have their friends, it just means their leader has to be at negative. We're not doing that because that's fucking a huge waste of time, and we can't even talk to our leader for like 2/3 of the game. So, yeah. What else? You also need to live in an area associated to your class or whatever you want to call it. So, if you're a streety, you live in Urbania. If you're a nerdy, I can't remember where they can live. I think they can live anywhere, pretty sure. If you're a richie, you live in Glasstown. And for artsies, I'm pretty sure it's town center. So, there's a lot that goes into the game's mechanics that aren't really explained very well. And I think the other one is you need to find their trophy. A lot of the trophies you can't even get till the end of the game. Like, that is a fucking annoying car outside. I'm sorry. Someone has a tiny cock. And I don't like it either. So, essentially, the nerdies, if you're playing for them, you can't even get that till the end of the game. Like, it's bullshit. Same thing with the streeties and the richies. Pretty much all the trophies are locked. So what's the ultimate reward for doing all this too, other than the main quest, of course? You get a weekly income. You also get a bonus perk, usually. And you also get a clubhouse at the very end, so it's a free home. So you can change this, by the way. If you get maximum reputation with, let's say, the streeties or nerdies, whatever, and you're an artsy, you can talk to their leader, and there's a special prompt that lets you change to them instead. So you can get all of the clubhouses unlocked. There's actually one for each one. They're all in one building. And they also have their own perks. I can't remember what the artsy's perk is by memory. So essentially, we'll look at this in a second too, but this is why I'm like, ah, shit, I want to be an artsy, but I know what I'm getting myself into. Alright, so this is another very important menu. This is your inventory. You got money. Money is pretty damn important in this game. It's important in all the Sims games, but it's extremely important here. These are your sizzle beads. You can earn beads by making friends or discovering them hidden in the city. You can trade 3 beads for a sizzle at the aptly named Club Sizzle. When I was a kid, I seriously said X-Sizzle, by the way, because I was stupid. Alright, and when we have perks, they're gonna go here. You can get more from multiplayer, but I've never seen them. There's also another multiplayer exclusive thing that we can't do. And I have done it before. I know I've done it before in the past. I don't know how I did it, but we'll talk about it later. So we have 8 inventory items. These can break if you're not careful. I'll try not to have that happen. It didn't happen to me on my test playthrough. These are your groceries, or some people say groceries. I hate when people say groceries. It's just gross. So we have apples, chocolate, flour, lemon, vanilla, sugar, strawberries, and these nuts, alright? So start picking these nuts, right? So we can buy nuts, chocolate, flour, and sugar, and I think you can buy vanilla as well. So you can buy all of these at a certain vendor. Strawberries, apples, and lemon, you gotta go find them. So they're in parts of the map that we can't even access for a long time. So the other thing too, this is why I was like, shit, I chose artsy, I don't care though. So these items right here, these are collectibles that you can sell for money. They're also called recyclables. So there's aluminum cans, license plates, three-eyed bog frog, nuclear fuel rod, and pile of trash. Since I chose artsy, which is a terrible idea, I had to collect 100 piles of trash in 31 days, basically. Or 100 days, I can't remember which. These despawn after you get to Glass Town. So there is a set limit of how long this takes to get. And you gotta be really on it, alright? Aluminum cans, don't worry about. License plates, don't worry about. If you're playing as a nerdy, you need, I think, 15 of these. And, fuck, I forgot about it on my test playthrough. You need 10 of these at a late game quest, so just don't fucking sell them until then. It's a big mistake. So this is your squeegee and bucket. After scraping enough change to buy them from your first job, these two have gotten you where you are today. You've even named them Streaky and Leaky. I love this. This is classic Maxis, by the way. This isn't Maxis before EA completely milked them dry of blood and absolutely just threw them in the gutter. This still has a lot of charm. This game actually has pretty solid writing as well. A lot of it actually made me laugh, like as an adult now. I was like, that's actually pretty clever. So, yeah. So let's get to it. You move around with this. I'm using an emulator, obviously, but I am running this off of the cart that I ripped myself. So we can move around. Holding down the B button will make you run, and of course A is your interact button. So I'm gonna ignore these puddles and just get into the cleaning. So this is how jobs work, right? So you don't need that tutorial, you need me to tell you. So this is this game in a nutshell, cleaning up other people's shit, alright? Now you're probably like, this doesn't look very hard. This is the first level. All of the mini-games are your jobs, right? And you need to get your skills up and get a certain amount of income through each job to get a promotion. Now there's 5 levels to each job and it gets fucking harder and harder each time. By the end of this, holy fuck, it is barbaric. I'm talking like, the game will start lagging with how much shit literally gets thrown on the screen. It's unbelievable. Like, you're just back and forth in the buckets start breaking, there's like fucking brown birds that just shit like a machine gun all over the place. It's a fucking nightmare. Believe me when I say it, it's worth the money, but it is a fucking chore. So, we'll talk about jobs as they come up later. There's only a few I don't really like, and by a few, it's just 2. We'll talk about how they all work. So also, that's the other thing too, is you need to max the skill for your art. Or sorry, my group is the artsies. And I need to also max the career. Eventually, it's on the rep group thing anyways, but you'll eventually need to max. You don't need to max all the jobs, but if you want to do the side content, you can. I'm not going to go for 10, by the way, to get a clubhouse, because it's very boring, and it's extremely annoying. We'll talk about why later, because this game gets fucking bullshit hard. Alright. Bam! Fucking leveled up. I love this music, too. Sorry, Wendy, you're fired. I know you have a good rep with the artsies, but the boss told me to kick you out today. Why would Mr. King fire me? He said my rep with the artsies got me this job. Mr. King didn't fire you. He sold the skyscraper last week and hasn't been seen since. Some Sim Valley fat cat named Daddy Big Bucks. Big Pharma. He evicted everybody and closed it today. He got away with it. Mr. King loved this building. You may be right, but this isn't the time for sleuthing. So, do you need any help getting around Minneapolis? It's cool. Artsies don't need help. I'll take your word for it. Now get moving. I had to lock this place up for the weekend. I don't really have anywhere to go, Chris. Can't you stay with the artsies? Too bad. Give me your bucket and squeegee when you're ready to leave. The artsies don't really know me yet. Let me stay here. I don't know, Indy. I could get in a lot of trouble unless you can convince me. Ching. You won't cause any trouble. You have to leave. So, let's talk about this. This is the minigame for interacting with Sims. It's actually pretty basic. I'll say Sims. It doesn't matter. If I say Urbz, it means the same thing. So each Sim has a certain sign that they'll respond to in a correct way. When we're out of this, the tutorial will actually go away. So this is where people get fucked up. They go, oh, what if they don't like this? Just click friendly stuff and click B, and it recycles it. Like, I know these two are negative and this one's positive. Oh, wow, it's actually negative. I like this. Have you ever been thrown up at 5,000 feet? I love the fucking dialogue in this game. So I'll just do this really quickly. I can't talk and do these two things at the same time. It's genuinely tough. So there's a lot of, like... Another good thing to do is you can learn clues about what things people are going to respond to based on their groups they belong to as well. So, alright. So, that's the basics of, like, talking. We'll get into it later. We're not leaving this place for a while. The first episode is always the long one. You guys should know this by now. I'm going to be just doing stuff that's basic to me, but difficult for other people. So, alright. This is a Sims game, and we need to take care of our stats, and our motives, our relationships. You know the drill, right? So, this is very operating under, like, how do I put it? Old Sims logic? So, it's more based on, like, hardcore materialism than actual function and practicality. So, higher expensive, more useful quote-unquote items will always give you faster refills on your stats. Shittier things break more often, but we'll talk about it later. Nothing in this area is going to cost us any money yet. But, if we advance the quest line too quickly, we're going to end up, you know, getting kicked out anyways. So, alright. Now... Beds are much more superior to couches than sleeping on, even though realistically they don't really matter. So, there's only a few NPCs in this area, but I want to make sure I befriend them all because we're not going to see them for a long fucking time. Let's try and repair this. Oh shit, that was close. So you can get electrocuted, by the way, and die, but at this point in the game we can't actually despawn out of the building, so there's nothing hazardous yet. But if I had low mechanical skill and tried to do this, I'd actually get fucking zapped. It's really spooky. Also, mashing A does help. So... Oh no, a spooky ghost! Wendy, I am Harlan King's artificially intelligent pre-recorded message. Mr. King, Daddy Big Buck scammed me. He got away with it. He said he wanted to buy the building and made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So what'd you do? I refused, by golly, and that made him angry, so he offered me more money and an all-expense trip to Paradise Island. And that's when you sold the building? No way, kid, I don't sell out like that, no. I asked him to throw a private yacht into the deal. And then? Well, he said, okay. And that's when I sold him the building. Oh, Wendy, I'm so ashamed. Now nothing will stop Daddy Big Bucks from turning Minneapolis into his little toy chest. What can I do to help? Correct my terrible mistake. Revenge this foul and most unnatural browbeating. Work, live, play. One day, you may be able to kick Big Bucks out of town and restore King Tower to its former soaring glory. It only has 6 floors. Yes, but consider the history of the place, the charm and the artistry. It's just so cozy. I won't let you down, Mr. King. I won't let you down. Good for you. Goodbye. Wendy, goodbye. Remember me. Remember me. Yeah. So this can break immediately. Why the fuck did I say it? Alright, so anyways, yes, tapping A will increase the repair speed, and it also increases stat, like, buffs and stuff like that. Like, if you're doing something like working out, or I think it's playing guitar, that will increase it faster. So, don't break again, good. So I'm gonna leave this TV on, just because I don't want to deal with it. And we're gonna start doing some collectible hunting, alright? God damn it! Anyways, if you've played the original Sims, you'll recognize this from the action channel in that game. There's not a lot I don't know in this game, alright? So, the Skyline Penthouse does become available later on, but for now, it's just where we have our starter items. So, if you're playing as a Richie, this is the best place to get, and will immediately give you a reputation point. Oh, that's the other thing too, is if you have a opposite gang move in with your sim, they'll also deduct you a point. It's really fucking weird. So anyways, let's go down to the lobby for a second. I'm thinking about it. So there's also another NPC in here called Lily. I don't know where she's at right now. She's usually in like the law offices. So you see I just found money, and I've also found sizzle beads. It's 3 per perk. You're really only gonna need 15. But I just like finding them to show off. So they are kind of well hidden. There's another one up here too. I might have missed one, but I don't think I did. So blammo! We got 2 fucking anal beads. We're really working it up in the world right now. So before I leave this place, like I said, I want to get as much shit done now, because nothing costs money. There are bill cycles in this game. You do get a guaranteed income, I think, depending on where you're living. But for the most part, you want to get pretty much done with your stats as early as you can in this game, because they get really bad real fucking fast. So this is normally where if I was insane, which I totally am, I would probably keep grinding, but I'm not going to do that for your sake, because I'm pretty sure you don't want to watch me do this. I mean, but you're playing this game, or watching me play this game, so it says a lot about you, right? These items I'm going to take with me before we leave. Fuck. The first thing that's going to happen, I guarantee you, is I'm going to move out of this area, and then I'm immediately going to get my toilet stolen, and I'm going to be fucked. That is the most annoying thing that happened to me on my test playthrough. You can also hit right trigger, by the way. This will also change the colors of some items. You can make this really ugly looking sofa. Now, the one thing we can't do in here until we get a real home is the room stat. It works a little bit differently in this game, so I'll explain it all later. Alright, so let's go and see if we can find... Well, she never leaves this area. So, hopefully she's... No... Damn it. I just want to get this done with, because... Well, there's Chris, so I'll just bump this up. Oh, fuck me, I used big words. I'm sorry, hang on. I'm gonna have to not think too much and talk. This is actually really challenging to do, because I'm mentally processing a lot of the same shit that I already just did. Ugh, she doesn't want to touch me. I'm sorry. Hang on a second, so... I don't think computers work on her. She's a streety, she's so illiterate. She doesn't like money because it's part of the man. I love bad pun. I wish that you actually got to see what you said. Actually, if I see it again, I'll bring it up. So, hug works around 60 or so. Now, this is why we did this. So, once you reach 75 with any NPC, regardless of if they're in a group or not, they'll give you a bead. So, I'm just gonna buff this up while I'm here. Fuck. Fuck, why do I keep doing it? Interacting in this game is so fucking awkward. I'm not trying to be stupid and fuck up. It's because I'm trying to record this at the same time, and it's very easy to fuck up. Why don't you like exercise? What is your problem? You like education? What the fuck's your deal? Oh, this, by the way, is really important, alright? So, cooking is actually a pretty big part of the game if you want to. The recipe system we'll talk about later, but when you ask NPCs about cooking, they will genuinely give you recipes that will work. It's pretty interesting. So, blammo. Can't talk, have to pee. So, you can see we also get... This is why I said we're up to 3 reputation now. So that's what I'm talking about. talking to NPCs positively is always a good idea. So if you're playing as a streety, we'll talk about it later. That's all this game is going to be for a little bit, is we'll talk about it later. So I know that Misty's in this room. She's a Richie. And we'll go ahead and get some food. And there's... She looks like a girl that I used to like in high school. It's very uncomfortable because we were very, very close and intimate. So it's very uncomfortable to look at that portrait. It makes me feel like that's how she would have looked when she got older. It's very uncanny and creepy. Ugh. So, yeah. If you couldn't tell, eating the vending machine is not the greatest source of nutrition. As we get going, we're gonna eventually... oh no, I don't want to talk to you. You can't talk to Daddy Big Bucks just yet. By the way, if you're playing as a streety, you can't complete one of the missions till after the entire game. There's also a lot of post-game content, which I will show off. So, this game has a fucking hell of a lot packed into it. This is why I'm like, this is one of my favorite GBA games. So, what about the grinding? I'll do some heavy editing when I have to do it, but it is definitely, you know, something you're gonna have to get used to. If you haven't played a Sims game before, it's pretty bad in this game. But it is a mobile-ish game, so they had to pad it out somehow. Let's go ahead and see if we can talk to, I think her name's Lily? Fuck! She's gone. You do get a phone later that can track where Sims are at, and they'll tell you where they're at. So you can actually get an idea of where people will be. Misty Waters. She was in Bustin' Out as well on GBA. So I'm gonna try and chat her up real quick. Hang on. Fuck. Just listen to swank music while I do it. Fuck. Now I'm getting a hang of what hers are. It's every character's every character's different, and I keep making mistakes. Why don't you like the cosmos? I like the cosmos. You like science, but you don't like aliens? The fuck? Coffee doesn't stunt your growth, you fucking idiot. It's been disproven 1,000 times. So she's also a Richie, like I said. So if you want to pursue the Richie lifestyle, the supreme lifestyle, right? If you want to be a Dagoth, that's what you're gonna do. So I really am not kidding. I do know the password to a certain part, and we'll talk about this right now. So there are quote-unquote cheats in this game, but they cost money, which is actually pretty cool. And there's actually a neat in-lore explanation as to why they're there, which I love even more. This game has so much fucking charm. I know this doesn't look like it, but once we get out of here and we start doing our own thing, trust me, this game opens up like a fucking bag of delicious chips. I don't really eat that many chips. I like corn chips. But dicks. Butt dicks, yeah, exactly. So let's see if we can find Lily. She's actually pretty easy to talk to. Fuck. Don't worry, this is not the entire game. It's not all in this one building, by the way. I'd like to point that out. It does start like this, though. But I'm also getting all the grinding out of the way now. That way, when we get to the end of this, we're going to be straight into the main city. So, also, NPCs also have their own schedules, so they will do stuff on certain days at certain times. It's actually quite cool. Oh yeah, that's right. She doesn't like the fucking supernatural. You don't like graveyards? You like science? Touch me. Coffee doesn't stunt your growth. I just fucking saw it too. I'll be quiet for these sections. Just bob along to the music. I sure as hell am. Don't you like fucking the museum? are you so difficult? I used to have her move in with me all the time as a kid because I was like, she's the hot one with the big boobies. Yeah, see, lemon tart, vanilla lemon sugar, that's all you need. That's true. Why is she so difficult to talk to? I just want to get the sizzle bead. I mean, I can talk to her after this, but I want to get it done now. Because the average person wouldn't have the secondhand information going into this. Why don't you like the lounge or the theater? Don't you like dancing? The fuck? Come on, baby. Yeah! There we go. I'm not really worried about getting 100 rep with some characters for now. I'm just gonna get the beads and get on with it. So there's only one more sim we can do that with, and that's Lily. I think it's Lily Gates? I think it's supposed to, I don't really know what she's supposed to be a parody of. Pretty much all the characters in this game are parodies of other things. And so that's the other thing too, you might have noticed, when we're in conversations with sims, time proceeds to keep going and your motives start decaying. If you're a Richie, you have access to the most busted ass fucking thing in the whole game. It's a self-deprivation chamber, and it's so busted, it's beautiful. Alright, where is Lily at? Where is she at? Lily of the Valley, I need to poison a kid. The fuck? Alright, that's fine. God damn it! I would love to replace that with G*321 saying God damn it over it. God damn it! It's one of my favorite things he's ever done. Alright, we're gonna hopefully find Lily. I know you can talk to her, obviously. We saw her earlier. She's usually the lobby or the law offices. I just can't remember what time specifically she's down there. And we're not really worried about keeping it super high with them, because we will interact with them later. Oh, for God's sake. If she's not in here, I'm gonna cry. There we go. She's also really interesting. She has a bit of interesting lore. If I can see it, I'll tell you about it. Oh. Dynamite. What is a ninja? That does come up. Oh, I didn't think she liked. I thought she liked it. What a bitch. Doesn't like the sciencey things, all that science and shit. So she's supposed to be like gossipy and rude and prissy. So a lot of the characters in their groups have specific traits you'll notice as well. Fuck's sake. So she's a Richie, so she likes the basic things. She's also a politician, so she does actually like to talk about politics and crime. There's little things like this that actually make each NPC a little puzzle you have to figure out, which I like. I think she likes the cosmos, just not the world. Not sure about movies. Doesn't like that TV. Alright. Likes the cosmos. Okay. Oh, I thought she liked bragging. What a bitch. Ugh. I want to see if I can find it. It's really funny. Because I'm pretty sure I know what it's from. I don't think she likes the university. I just want him to come up. Come on, man. Why don't you like aliens? Why don't you like dancing? Why don't you like health? Why don't you like books? Why are you so difficult? She's morally actually quite a gray character. Oh, fucking hell. So, one thing you can do is if you have 50 with a character, that's immediately enough to get a rep point unless it's their leader. So if you want to do that, there's that. And like I said, this is the first episode. This is the long one. This is the establishing episode of the whole game. And I'm gonna try and do just this early game grinding as fast as I can. When it comes to getting like 70 reputation, I'll cut, trust me. So we'll talk about musics and hobbies, which she doesn't have. I thought she hated the university. Oh, fucking A. Fucking A. Let's hug her. Yeah! Get all up in her business. I think she likes the coffee shop, yeah. I like this. There used to be many more. The Beaties, the Duties, the Punkies, the Prancies, the Gothies, the Jetties. They're all gone now, but my beloved Richies remain. I like that, because I feel like a lot of that was, God damn it! I feel like a lot of that was actually, cut, like, ideas from the early stages of the game. I really would not be shocked. Don't run off screen! Don't you go off the screen in your own office. I'm so close I can taste it! In my butt! Alright, there we go. It's about enough of that. Yeah, she likes schemes, so she loved the lounge. Alright, so this is pretty good. Now we should be able to just get our motives up, and then we'll actually finish the episode. So, that way you guys know I'm not an idiot. Because I like to do the first episode of a series, the big, long one, to get you going, alright, I can see where this is coming. The only reason this is as awkward and difficult as it is because I'm making it awkward and difficult, because I don't have a fucking house. Which you do get. You get a starter pack of money to play around with. Don't worry about it. Which is barely enough to get you started, but it's just like real life, man. You gotta scrape by. You gotta live in your office. This is the American dream. Yeah, there's actually surprisingly deep. I've actually read an essay on this game a few days ago. How this game is a positive and correct portrayal of what urban gentrification looks like. It's quite interesting. So, yeah. We're gonna put these in our pockets. We're gonna be out of here in like 5 minutes. So, okie dokie. Put that shit in my pocket. I don't think you need to do this, but I'm doing it just for safety. This game has a lot of fail states that can break. And we'll look for Chris. Chris! We could do a squeegee clean, but it's not really worth it. Let's try the gym. She usually goes up there. No, not you. You're cool and all, but... No, oh, by the way, I have to make the joke. I bet the artist drew her with one hand. I waited all day to make that joke. Are you happy? I'm not. Okay. So where the heck is Chris at? I guess we're gonna despise Chris. If you don't know what I'm quoting, I'm so sorry. She could be on executive. I've seen her there before. Alright, where the fuck is Chris at? This is getting old. Alright, we'll just do another game of squeegee clean. Why not? Get some fucking money and burn some time. So, another thing you can start doing eventually, and you can see the money increase goes up as the level goes up, so it gets more lucrative, but it does get way harder in each job. I think Hoops is probably one of the worst. I think Hoops only gets really bad because of how fucking fast it gets by the end. Actually, it's like the middle point. The midpoint's the worst, because it's like a choppy frame rate. We'll get to it eventually. Alright. So, one thing you can do to advance time is just simply work, because you won't decay motives the same in like a job. Shit. This is just like real life too, getting shit on, right? So, like, if you're like, oh, I need to burn some time, you can go do something like Dr. Max Stat, and you'll be like at a certain time bracket, because there's a lot of timed events in this game as well. There's a lot of shit in this game that's actually quite well made. I wouldn't say it's the best GBA game ever, and you should totally go out of your way to buy it, but it's absolutely a fucking treat. I love this game. God damn it. Especially having grown up with it at the time, it was pretty good. I mean, I played this probably most, and then it came like Metroid Fusion and Zero Mission obviously came after. And a few other games here and there, like the Namco Museum games, and a couple of Pac-Man things I like on there. I'll do them some other day. Bitchin'. Blam. If you don't know what that sound bite's from, it's a remixed version of the success noise that would play in the original Sims. So, when you did a job, usually, or an event. Fuck's sake, where is she at? Say I'm getting fired and all that shit, but you're the one not doing anything. Is she gonna be on 3rd floor? There we go. So let's go ahead and swap it out. Don't worry, this won't take long. Thanks. I know it's hard to give some of these things up. Can I live here? You can live down the unfinished penthouse if you stay out of sight, but you're not getting a free ride. I'm putting you to work. I won't let you down. This place isn't too pretty, but it'll pass. A good streety hangout get me. The vending machine in the lobby is broken and has been known to spit out free food, and you should shower and get some rest before you get cozy. Okay, showered, slept, and found the vending machine. Good. Looks like you're settled in. Now you can be a menace to society and break the laws and be a vagrant. Now you can help me with some work. Gosh, look at the time. Chores? Great. Daddy Big Bucks wants this building up and running ASAP, which means the drinking fountains need to be fixed. Also, I bought you a bed, so move it up to the penthouse. And if you see, you can fix my busted television while you're at it. Avocado. Alright. I like how we said that all within earshot of the fucking douchebag, dude. Oh, let's see if it do his animation. Yeah, he's hugging that RuneScape gold pretty hard. I bet he real world trades. Alright, so we'll go to... I think we need to go to the law offices first, because we have to learn mechanical. Am I right? No, I guess we don't have to. Oh, I'm thinking of the end of this chapter. So, this is pretty simple. Just smash A on this. So yeah, we're basically doing free labor, which is illegal, by the way, and we're on no payroll, so this is really dumb. Don't ever do this shit in real life. You will have a legal headache waiting to happen pretty damn fast. There's a lot of environment objects you can interact with, like drinking fountains and stuff. They do give you a little bit of food, but it lowers your bladder. There's never a point in the game where that's a good idea, so you will never see me use shit like this. Alright. So is she still up here on exec? Yeah! You've probably noticed by now that that green exclamation mark is like in fucking WoW. So pay attention when NPCs have that. My crib is finally getting cozy. Good, because you and I are staying here a little longer than I'd hoped. Did I get my old job back? No, but I may be joining you in the unemployment line soon. See, I accidentally locked myself in the building, which means I'll be trapped here for a few days unless... Lily Gates keeps a spare set of keys somewhere in her office. If you pick the lock in the door to her office, sneak in there and find the keys. You can help get me out of here and everything will be A-okay. I like it! Thought you would. Bring the keys back to me when you find them, okay? And if you need to improve your mechanical skill, use my workbench. It's in the janitor's closet on the 2nd floor. Which is where we're heading right now. And we're gonna finish this bitch up. Alright? So we go to the law offices. I don't think you can do this without learning mechanical. I've always just done this way. I can turn that racket off, it's so annoying. That's why I don't like TVs in this game, is because they make this constant background noise of just ominous doom. And I really love the music in this game. Alright, so we go in here. Pick that lock. Yeah, that's right, we're being a fucking criminal. This game is for kids. Gonna teach you how to steal cars and kill hookers next, right? That's what all games at this time were about. Pretty sure. I don't know if you got the memo, but I did. So... Alright, and then in the desk, we're gonna get arrested. Oh no, it's a man. What voice do I give him? What are you doing in here? I'm just kidding. Hi there, just looking for the turlet. I seem to remember you spending a lot of time there when you worked for me, and if I remember firing you too. But now you're snooping around my business partner's office. Why is that? I never left. I've been a naughty person. Naughty is not the word, foolish is closer. Now hand over that which you have stolen, or I will reach further into my deadly bag of insults. Insult me, Daddy. Building keys? What building keys? Odd, I never said anything about building keys. You must be telepathic. In fact, I bet you already know that I'm having you hauled off to Minneapolis Penitentiary. You're not sending me to prison, are you? Cool, just like that board game. Oh, how droll. I can't have someone as clever as you on the loose. You have already seen too much already. Too much of what? Too much of my deviously clever plan to turn Minneapolis little by little into the most fabulous urban theme park the world has ever known. An urban theme park? Rides and shit? Oh no, Windy. Something much more subtle and savvy. I'm gonna tear down every last building in this city and replace them with exact replicas of themselves. Only this time with ticket windows and entrance fees. It'll never work. You monster! That's where you're wrong, Windy. It has worked. It is working. And the beautiful part is, it's not illegal. Now get out of me, sight! Oh shit, we got a 5-star rating. Quick, give me a gun. I need to shoot this danger man. Or just piss myself in the process. We're in deep shit. Yeah, you too, up yours. And now we're in jail. I can't remember the name of the deputy from the Andy Griffith show. I only know it's Don Knotts. So, this is prison. It's not fun. So, let's get the fuck out of here while we can. And yeah, that's actually a poster in the background of Misty that we just met too. There's a lot of really cool shit in this game. It has its own mythology and like its own storyline. I really like it, and it's just really fucking charming. I love it. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna take a little doozy here. I'm gonna save the game. We're gonna have some fun and do the next episode. So yeah, saving the game now, and there's my other character I made. There's the test playthrough, and yeah, that quick of saving too, no bullshit. So I'll see you guys in the next one.